Hey everybody, this is Benny, and there's one now. Today I'm working on showing you how to tame a creature using a young creature versus last time I showed you how to tame using a snare trap. I just heard from a viewer that possibly there's a bug with the MOAs, so I went in search of a MOA specifically. There's plenty of the Tyrannus horse things up by where our base is, but I figured I'd do this with a MOA. So I'm going to show you how to tame a MOA starting with a baby, and first thing you got to do is kill the parent. That didn't work. There we go. Oh, come on. All right, once you've killed the parent, you're just going to go up to the baby, and you'll see it says F to lead creature, or whatever that key happens to be for you, if you have that rebound. So once you've selected to lead the creature, you're going to get a series of icons when you mouse over it that's going to tell you how the creature is doing. So temperature-wise, it's happy, it is hungry, it says it's sleepy, and it's unhappy. So it needs a bed, it needs food, it needs all that stuff to start the taming process. It will follow you though. So now that you've got it all tamed, you're going to take it to your base and start the taming process. Now let me show you where we're on the map. We're right down here. This is where my base is, over here. You see how much I had to travel to get here. Now I know there's also MOA on Olympus up around this area here. I found them. I believe there's MOA up in here, like towards this corner here. And I'm sure there's other spots too. I just decided to come down here because I wasn't sure if there would be some down here. And I figured it was worth a look. Okay, so now we got to lead him back to base. Ran into Mr. Bear here. Once you have firearms, bears aren't too big a deal. Now you want to take care of predators like that as you're running through here because they will target the baby. Okay, so here we are back at camp. And I'm going to lead him over to our taming area, which is this barn type of thing we got right here. So base mates have built this gate on the front of here just to keep everything in there. There's very little you can do to keep animals where they're supposed to be. Fencing and all that stuff. None of it seems to work. They just clip through wherever they want to go. So this seems to have at least some ability to keep them where they're supposed to be. All right, so I brought him in here. He's tired, so he's going to lay down. I'm going to stop leading him, and that's going to allow him to tend to its own needs. So it can come over here, it can eat from the feeder here, and right now it's making food. So you just drop stuff into the top slot, and it's going to crank out the Omni Animal feed here, which you can see the effects of that. And they'll just continue to feed themselves and water themselves. So he's over here eating now. Take a look. Okay, now you can see he's happy. So temperature is good for him. He's been eating. The sleep thing is gone now, and he's happy. So that's all you're aiming for. I'm already up to 2% taming process. It's just going to keep going like that. So just make sure they have food and water and a place to sleep and some shelter. And the taming process is pretty automatic after that point. I'm just going to close them in there, and we'll come back and check on them a bit here. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and we're up to 31%. Everything seems to be going good. You know, we have the auto feeder, we have the auto water. There's not much to worry about in this particular circumstance. But hey, you can do this with, you know, just the bed and a food and water trough. Just that first basic starting stuff here. These things here. You have these three things here. I mean, you're good. Just you're gonna have to fill up the water manually, and you're gonna have to throw the food in there manually. Just give them some plain old animal seed that you can make, or you can just throw berries in there. They don't need any kind of special feed, so you can just go ahead and throw some berries in that trough. Grab yourself a sickle, run around, and use the sickle on those berry bushes to get a lot more berries, and just load up on berries, and that should be enough to just tame them right there. And then of course you need the taming bench, but that's real easy to build. You can build it out of the basic first workbench. So this is not something you have to wait until end game to do. And I've tamed plenty of animals just without any kind of fence, just out in the open. It helps to have shelter because they'll be happy and they will tame faster, especially if there's storms or anything like that. But totally not necessary. You can tame them right out in in your backyard and your next to your starting hovel, whatever it takes. Okay, so I learned a trick from my viewers. And I wanted to show that. It's not related to this particular taming I'm doing right now, but to my previous video, which I'll link to at the end of the episode here. My previous video, I showed how to tame wolves and that sort of thing. Wolves, hyenas, boars all work with these snare traps. So I wanted to show you this. I was waiting for them to come to the bait and all that stuff, and it took a while to get it to work. So what you're going to do is you're going to put down your snare trap, and then you're going to come over here, irritate the wolf, and then just lead him right through the snare trap. And not have to wait for a wolf to take a bait. Now the taming process has begun. Simple as that. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, he's at 68%. Everything's going good still. Okay, next day, I just slept to get my sleep buff, which is impressive these days. We've got our sleep buff here up to, I'm up to 63 minutes, 279%. That's a 668 total coziness. How are we doing? Alright, 78%. We're getting there. And you can see that this MOA has leveled up now. It's now level 6. They will continue to just gain experience just by sitting here. They do use up food and water. Of course, that's not a big deal once you got a good system going on here. I'm just dropping everything in here, and it's just being converted. I don't think spoiled meat will get converted, and I don't think spoiled plants will get converted, so just pull those out as they happen. Put them into your biofuel and fertilizer. But everything else here is just getting cranked out into animal feed. Okay, let's see how we're doing. And he's out here. Like I said, there's not much you can do to really keep these things under control. So we're going to lead him back here. Somehow he got himself out. And that slowed his taming down. Come on. I'll try to get him back around here. There we go. Once they're finished taming, it's actually not too bad because you can tell them to stay. And they'll stay in a given area, and all they'll do is, that's what Nate's got his on stay right now. So it's not going anywhere. It will walk a short distance to get food and water, actually pretty decently long distance. But it won't wander a long way as long as they're on stay. Until they're tamed, that's not going to happen. They just wander wherever they feel like. So almost pointless to keep these doors closed, other than to keep predators from readily getting at them. He's really close, so apparently still unhappy at the moment. But yeah, he's sleepy, so there he goes. Hopefully a little sleep will make him happy and finish off that taming process. Okay, well, while we're waiting for that last little bit of taming process, let's look in here at what you're going to need to ride that moa, and that's going to be a basic riding saddle. So it's going to give you 2 cargo slots and a heavy cargo slot, which means you can use them to carry, your scanners and your extractors and that kind of thing. That's the big heavy items that normally go down in your G slot here. That's going to be nice because you'll be able to carry 2 of those things, basically, one on you and one on your mount. Now we already got saddles in here. We know which saddles in here. I'm just showing you how this goes. We've also got these pack harnesses too that I don't have unlocked because I've never really used pack animals, but Nate uses a buffalo, so he's got some pack harnesses going on here. We're going to take and I'll show you that here. Pack harness gives you weight capacity, cargo inventory slots, and then +2 mount heavy cargo inventory slots. So a lot of inventory slots there. However, I prefer to use a drop ship for that. If you go back and look at my Icarus playlist, there's one in there about using drop ships as a way to transport cargo. It's like maybe you get a kick out of that. I'm gonna take this saddle and we're gonna go see if it's time. Okay, here we go. He's all ready. So as soon as you click on him, once they're tamed, you'll get the option to name them. I'm not very creative with the names. I just leave them usually what they come up with. And there you go. It's all ready to go. I can throw a saddle on it. That gives me those cargo slots we were looking at. It's just a basic riding saddle. And we've got stats, skills. As they level up, you'll get skill points, and you can place those wherever it is you feel like. Set him to stay so he doesn't wander off. You do follow, let him wander free, stay, force him to lie down. Moa can only be set to passive, so they really are not great at defending themselves. They won't defend themselves, they won't attack, so you got to be careful with them. Don't leave them somewhere where they're going to get killed. And you can set where they're going to eat. So any container assigned only, or don't eat at all. So right now I don't care where they eat from. It could be this container. There's a set of dog bowls over there by the wall. Any of those. All right, so now that we've got the saddle on, we can... There we go. I don't know why that wasn't working at first, but now you can ride your Moa. And they are fast. This is the fastest mount available in the game at the moment, I believe, unless something's changed. Okay, so I almost forgot to say there's also one thing you can do to really help level these things way faster. And that is grab some of this good food. In this case, we got this Omni Animal Food that comes from the device here. Animal seed works to an extent. Even, anything that you can feed them is going to give them a little bit of boost. But this stuff, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I got it on my hot bar, and I'm just going to feed it to him. He doesn't need food right now, okay? He's already full on food. So he's not going to go over and eat on his own, but I can hand feed him, and you can just watch his experience click up. I wait until he stops gaining experience, or it slows down. Hit him again. There we go. And you can just keep cranking this stuff out, and you can make Omni Food from berries. So go ahead and... I'm actually saving some of these. I use them for making wine and mead and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and split these. I consumed. I meant to split stack. Drop them in here and turn those into Omni Animal Feed. Great stuff for leveling your Moas or horses or buffalo, whatever. And then you can jump in here and start working on their stats. All right, and last but not least, I'll show you how we store a Moa for later. So you're going to want to take this... Oop. So you're going to hold your key there. There we go. Take the saddle off. And then you're going to set them to follow. You need them to come over with you. Okay. And you're going to call down a pod. Okay, then once you're over at the pod and your mount is close enough, or wolves, it works with any of them. You open up your pod, and down here you'll see nearby mounts. Just click on them, deliver them to the station. Just like that, you've squished an entire Moa into a little tiny pod. Like I've often said, this game is more fi than sci, but try not to think about it too much, and it won't be a problem, right? Alright, there you go. That's how we tame a creature from a baby. And hopefully you found some useful tips here. Hopefully you learned something about how to tame up your mounts. And if you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribing really helps the channel, so go ahead and subscribe if you want to. And if you want to know when the next video drops, hit that notification bell, and YouTube will hopefully tell you when that happens. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Benny out.